Quiz time. What do we know about Walmart Spark? We know that it can be more than just one drop, folks. More than 2 drops. It can be, let's see, 12 drops, 12 drops, 10 drops, 12 drops, 12 drops, 11 drops. Yeah, from the store, pick it all up to customer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is expiring about $45, 30 miles. You see the example here. I'm driving on Walmart Spark. You already know that because I just kind of mentioned it, right? Hang with me. This is all we do here, folks. So it's been a sec though since I've done Walmart Spark. And my biggest problem that I talked about in this video linked above is having warehouse-based runs. Well, centrally based runs at a warehouse. I hope that makes sense. So Amazon Flex and Spark, you have to always, and GoPuff, by the way, you have to always go back to these warehouses. In essence, really tightening the miles. And you got to be smart on that, the dollars to mile ratio. How much am I getting paid for the miles driven? So I anticipate I'm going to get another round of orders pretty soon. Oh, no, never mind. It just, okay, it popped up, then it disappeared. It was the same set of orders. But I should get another set here shortly, and then we'll head down to either the North Versailles Walmarts or the West Mifflin Walmarts here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we'll be off driving a full shift with you on Walmart Spark. Well, I missed a pretty bomb order because it was going back too quickly. It said like 22 seconds. Yeah, at least in this screenshot. It was huge. I missed it. I'm sorry. I'll take one eventually. All right. $32.84 for a single drop for 8 miles. It's a shop and deliver. That is the only thing that took pause. I clicked on the screen. It said only 12 items. 12 items. I could have done that. I think that would have been pretty. See, I was confused. How do I pay for it? Because I don't remember getting a prepaid card on Spark. And I looked it up. And apparently you don't need a card. It's just done through the app. But I was unsure because I didn't have my wallet of prepaid gig cards. You get the point. But yeah, that was a huge order. So, sorry. We'll take a shop and deliver here eventually. Okay, here's one that seems pretty good. 2 orders curbside for Sam's Club. $26.80, 5.7 miles, so double it, like 11 miles. It's 2 drops, but that's fine. It gives me more time here. A minute 35. That's a lot easier to take note. See, yes, there's a line item when I get this order request that says tips. Tips they're pending, right? It says customers can adjust tip up to 24 hours after the delivery. Boom, there's our first one. Let's take it. The pickup time is 1 p.m. and your current ETA is 12:55. 5 minutes. It says I'm gonna get there 5 minutes early. It's the West Mifflin. I'm gonna punch it in now, obviously, and head down there. All right, after that invigorating 30 minutes commute, my goodness, I just remembered. That's one of the things I didn't like about Walmart Spark. It all comes down to your vicinity, to those Sam's Club and the Walmarts, because you got to go to the, say it with me, folks, central warehouse. So what you're going to do, if it's a Walmart or a Sam's Club, you go to these little spots that say reserved for pickup, and we'll get situated here. You'll confirm arrival within the app. It says my parking spot. I'm in number 2, so I'll select number 2 and click OK. And then we just wait for an associate. So again, 2 customers here. Both say 0 items. For whatever reason, I guess they're not showing me these ones. And it does say scan. So I'm going to have to scan a label from each customer. So let's do that. Wait for the associate, scan both labels, and then we'll make our deliveries. All right, first delivery complete. Pretty straightforward. You'll just follow the prompts. Scanning out the items as well. So you got to scan it again on the delivery here. Let me give you some real advice here. 6 minutes away to my second delivery of this bunch. Listen, it doesn't make sense for me to drive 30 minutes to a Walmart or a Sam's Club to start this shift. It really doesn't make sense. I got to drive 30 minutes back home after I'm done with this. But here's the strategy if you want to do Walmart Spark. It's obviously you just like live near a Walmart or a Sam's Club. There's basically, hopefully, minimal commuting miles to those stores, right? But listen to this. If you do have to commute, ideally a maximum of 15 minutes, I wouldn't want you driving 20 minutes to a Walmart or Sam's, but I get it. You know, if this is something you want to do, that's how far away you are. I get it. So here's what I would do if you have to drive a little bit further away, is I would schedule like 4 hours at least of your time. Why? Because you've already made that 20 or 30 minute drive like I have. I mean, you want to get the most out of Walmart Spark, and that's the best way to do it versus, you know, driving back home. Like, yeah, I just did like a couple of hours. And you can do that. You know, I do this to show you the app and give you some feedback examples. We, you know, track how these apps are doing here. But if you really want Spark to be your side hustle, that's what I would do. I would commit like 3 or 4 hours just to drive down there firstly. Then you're down there, then you're good to go. You've already done the, you know, again, maybe 20 or 30 minutes maximum. I mean, please don't drive like 40 minutes for Walmart Spark. I wouldn't do it. I'd look for other hustles. But you know, if you do have to commit a little bit of driving down there, at least you're down there. And again, I would invest some time, because once you're down there, you're down there. Then you can really start looking at the dollars to mile ratio of how far is it gonna pull me away from a Walmart or Sam's Club, because obviously I do have to come back. All right, after finishing delivery number 2, which was, you know, it's easy enough. It's pretty straightforward, folks. I did have to scan out again. And I don't like that Sam's Club doesn't, I don't give any bags. So it's just like loose stuff. It's like loose bulk items. I remember the last shift I did, I had like produce with like no bags, or because they give you those boxes and you can like put everything in the, but they don't even give you that. So I don't know, maybe have some bags if you want, or some cardboard, you know, whatever. Anyway, so I got this one. It is a pickup ASAP, which means it's ready to go as soon as I get there. It's a Walmart this time in West Mifflin, $13.90 for 7.3 miles. So we're gonna run this one. This is gonna be my last one. I'm a little pressed for time today, but don't worry. Plenty of other Spark shifts, cause like, when you take into account when I initially went online, we're gonna be online for about 2 hours for this shift. But let's go over the numbers. Hang with me. I'll run through this one. I'm going to do my pickup and drop off, of course. But as always, we go over the numbers to see what it's really like. So I'll see you in a bit. Here's a strategy that I haven't mentioned before on Walmart Spark. So when we talk about food delivery, let's say, we always say we want to park, sit, and wait for request. We don't want to drive around with empty miles, just, you know, driving around looking for something. On Walmart Spark, it's a little bit different. There's 2 options. Either drive back to a Walmart and or Sam's Club if there's one nearby, because, I mean, you know by now, you're gonna have to go back there anyway. So you don't wanna just, you know, end in your ending destination and sit there, because you're gonna have to come back to the Walmart and or Sam's Club. Why is that important? Because Walmart even says the closer you are to a hotspot, which is just, you know, one of those store locations basically, the more likely you are to get an order. So it serves twofold to go back to those locations, because you're gonna be by a hotspot and you're gonna have to go back there anyway. Now here's a dilemma. What I just had on my current location was I was kind of in between 2 different Walmarts. So in that case, and only in those circumstances, you might want to park, sit, and wait somewhere, because you don't know which one you're gonna get a ping from. Now, you can take a bet and you can say, well, I'm just gonna go back to Walmart A or Walmart B, and it's up to you. And the closer and closer you get to that Walmart, the higher and higher chance that you're gonna get a ping from that location. But again, that's up to you. That was basically what I was just doing before this one, is I was just gonna drive to a nearby plaza, minimize my miles, because I didn't know exactly where my pin was gonna come from. But again, I'd say you can make that call. Comment down below what you do if you just go back to one of them, if you are in between Walmarts or Sam's Club, or if you would kind of just park, sit, and then wait for a request. Because even though I would be a little bit further away, I mean, clearly I still got pings like this one. So I'm going to show you all the numbers from this Walmart Spark shift, but I think there's really one figure you need to pay attention to kind of determine, is this a good side hustle? Is Spark worth it? So this shift, 12:15 p.m. until 2:30 p.m., my total gross revenue, $42.06. So based on that time there, the gross revenue per hour, $18.69. That's not stellar. That's on the cooler end of our scale of earnings. I mean, 20 an hour at least is kind of my minimum to be happy with it. $25 is our real channel goal to determine, is a side hustle a good, not just okay, but a good side hustle, $25 an hour. So $18.69, and not that great. So I completed 3 drops here. I did receive 2 tips, $7.81 tip. Now, so Spark doesn't really super clearly break down the tips per customer like most every other gig app does, but I'm going to assume that my dual drop, that both of those customers split like a 15 some dollar tip. So that would average $7.81, and that is still a higher than average tip compared to other apps here. And then the business miles here, 28.9. Now, here's the figure that I really want you to pay attention to if Spark is even worth it. I got paid $1.46 per mile. Now, I want you to make $1.75. I consistently hit $2 to $3 plus when doing food delivery. Now, the 28.9 here, this is from my starting destination down to that Walmart, 30 minutes, and then completing my runs, and then it stops after I finish my last run, because then I'm just doing personal driving. I'm not intending to do business. So in essence, that timer stops there. I mean, 146, it's not that great. And it's coupled with the fact that I did have to commute down to the Walmarts. Well, the Sam's Club, I guess, technically is where I started today. But then the deadheading, the empty miles back to these Walmart and Sam's Clubs. So, I mean, the earnings per hour, not that great. And frankly, the pay per mile, not that great. And then based on those business miles, I get a tax deduction of $18.06. Listen, I need you to comment down below. Actually, do this. Comment which is the best warehouse-based gig. Is it Amazon Flex, but you just have to go there once, given you don't have a return package? Is it GoPuff? You always have to come back, like Walmart Spark, which is the best one? Are warehouse gigs lesser opportunities than other gigs that you don't have to necessarily do that? I mean, even grocery, I feel like you have more options than warehouse runs. I don't know, comment below. If you got value in this video, definitely drop a like, helps out the video and the channel, of course, appreciate that. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.